Good morning. I'm Kelly Miola, Executive Director of Institutional Advancement here at County College of Morris. On behalf of CCM, it is my honor to welcome you to the dedication ceremony for the Center for Health Professions. Today marks a significant milestone in our college's ongoing commitment to providing outstanding education and training in health professions, and we are delighted that you have joined us to celebrate this momentous occasion. We welcome all of our elected officials and VIPs who are joining us today, several of which you will hear from later in the program, but I wanted to take a moment to recognize those in attendance that do not have a speaking role. Assemblyman Mike Ganamort, Morris County Commissioners Deb Smith, John Krickus, Morris County Administrator Dina Leary, Brian Murray, Deputy County Administrator, Randolph Township Council Luna Savaccia, Mark Furstenhauser, and Greg Proff. Members of our CCM Board of Trustees, Lauren Ganamort, Jim Lovies, Hector Mizlowski, Justin Lash, George Malonis, and our newest member, Loretta Grignani of the Board of Trustees. Members of our CCM Board of Directors, Ed Nelson, Everton Scott, Joe DeOrio, Wilson Vasquez, and Patrick Migliaccio. Also want to thank for coming Barbara Dawson, Morris County Vocational School District Board President, and Anita Champagne, Superintendent, Morris County Vocational School District. We also want to thank Reva Brennan, Chief Executive Officer at New Jersey Dental Association, Jen Smith, Chief Philanthropy Officer for Foundation for Morristown Medical, and Megan Huncher, President and CEO of Morris County Chamber of Commerce. The Center for Health Professions represents our vision for the future, where innovation, compassion, and expertise converge to shape the next generation of healthcare leaders. This state-of-the-art facility will serve as a hub for learning, collaboration, and community engagement, empowering students to excel in a rapidly evolving healthcare landscape. I would now like to introduce one of our current students in our nursing program, Jack Herman, to say a few words. Jack?
Good morning, and welcome here today for the dedication of the Center of Health Professions building. I'm excited to be here today, and I'd like to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Jack Herman, and I am a current student here at CCM. Growing up, I always took care of my great-grandmother and grandmother whenever they would have to go to the hospital. It's at these visits where I would see the kindness and compassion of the nurses, which showed me that I want to provide the same comfort for people in the future. This program has provided me with the tools to expand my knowledge, both in the medical field as well as on a personal level. I would like to touch on a few examples that are unique to my CCM experience. When it comes to the professors, there's no one else I would want guiding me through this journey. They are the foundation for this program, providing us with the opportunity to express when we are confused and when we need help. When it comes to the students, there's no other group of people I want to go through this journey of nursing school with, other than the students in this program. CCM finds the best of the best, and is shown with each nursing class that passes through this program. Along with all my fellow students, we bring the most effort we can each and every day, whether it's in the classroom or at the clinical site. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the Student Nursing Association here at CCM. The SNA does something unique. It allows me to connect with the entire CCM community. By being part of the Student Nursing Association, the SNA, I can assist in the health and education of the CCM community, reaching as many students as possible so I can better the community as a whole. Now I want to briefly turn my attention away from the nursing program and take a moment to acknowledge the Foundation Scholarship. When enrolling in your classes and getting ready for the year, it's all fun until you see the cost. However, CCM provides many students, such as myself, with endless financial assistance, making CCM affordable for anyone trying to find their passion in life. When you receive the scholarship, it is more than just financial aid. It carries a representation of your hard work that has gotten you and every other student to this level. The CCM Foundation Scholarship has helped me in many more ways than I can explain, and has allowed me to continue pursuing my dream in life of helping people. The examples I spoke about are only a small fraction of what makes CCM special and the perfect opportunity for anyone within the community to pursue their dreams. I am only in my first semester out of 4 of the nursing program here at CCM, and I couldn't be more excited about the future. However, the excitement is not only for my future, but also the future of all students at CCM and all the nursing students entering the program. CCM has always been dedicated to improving its education efforts, as evident in the creation of the new Center for Health Professions building. I am honored to have this opportunity to introduce President Anthony Iacano today, and there's no better person I would rather hear speak today. President Iacano carries all his students to the highest level and wants only the best for them and their education. His endless efforts to better the campus and the lives of his students allow me and all my fellow students on campus to pursue our dreams. I would like to thank President Iacano for his endless passion and support for his students, as there wouldn't be the opportunities available without him. With that said, it is my honor to hand this over to President Iacano. Thank you.
Good morning. Well, you could almost just go home happy with that, knowing that we're able to do great things for students. And Jack is one of 12,000 students, and he's a standout in that number. He's an exemplary student. We feel really grateful at County College of Morris that Jack and students like him choose us. They have a lot of choices. These are individuals who are top of their class. Their grades are outstanding. Their work ethic is unbeatable, and the sincerity is remarkable. So Dr. O'Keefe, I'd asked him if he brought his resume this morning, and but you'll see him in a year or two down the road. And I think you've got clinicals at the hospital, your first round over there already, right? So he's in there, ready to roll. That's why we do what we do. And we can't do those things for students like Jack without your support. So I've been asked to be brief. I'm going to compress a story some of you have heard me tell before. But our ability to really make sure we're meeting the needs of students like Jack and hospitals and dentist office and medical providers throughout, not just Morris County, but the entire region is impossible without your support. So several years ago, pre-pandemic, Senator Panaccio came to talk to us about dental programs and made us aware that there were just unbelievable shortages for dental hygienists, dental assisting, and could we be a part of the solution? And we started talking through what it would take to be a part of a solution. And I've been around long enough to know when a senator asks, what do you need? Don't go small, and you're looking at it. We said, Senator, I would need a building because we have nowhere to put the dental chairs. I'd have to put them in the parking lot because the last program we built was in partnership with Atlantic Health. That's the paramedic program. It got the last square feet we had. And he said, Anthony, I'm gonna get you that building. And we didn't doubt it for a minute. And we are so fortunate, so grateful. But it took others to really do something this big. We are an incredibly blessed college to have incredible legislative support. And our delegation always looks out for us, is always fighting for us. I get to see them in Trenton. Some of you don't see them down there. The work is remarkable, the passion they bring, and they're here all the time. They know their county college well. And so I am incredibly grateful. Senator Bucco, we joke all the time, we should stop joking about it, that you're here enough, we should give you a parking place right alongside Senator Panaccio's parking space. And Senator Oroho, we know you're not in the legislature, but your presence is enormous. Your impact is continuous on a daily basis. We are who we are because you are who you are, and we don't lose sight of that. And Senator Sarlo, today is a day that you're just evidencing your promise kept. When we did the press conference announcing all of this, your words that day were, I'm here to support this for the long haul, and you're back today. We know that this is not your legislative district, but I want you to know these communities' arms are open to you. We appreciate you so much, and it gives me an enormous amount of pride to kid my presidential counterpart in your district of how nice it is to have you here and to have your support. We appreciate you greatly. And folks, I will tell you, a project like this, as you could imagine, takes an astronomical amount of work. It's not quick or easy. These four gentlemen really led that charge. And there were Saturday morning phone calls, there were late night phone calls, text messages, emails, but they pounded away at it. Got the governor to put in $10 million. I mean, they just worked overtime, and probably the single best text message I ever received came at 10 o'clock at night, and from the senator saying, "Mr. President, you got your building." No better text message could ever come across anyone's phone than that. So, gentlemen, thank you for the unbelievable amount of hard work. Because of you, we do great things for students like Jack. Because of people like Jack, great things happen in partnership with world-class healthcare providers like Morristown Medical Center, Atlantic Health, and with dental offices that will be coming through with a great deal of support from Delta Dental. We recognize that. We don't lose sight of that. That's critically important to us. We have a great board of trustees, and the vision that they set forth and the work that they put in is unlimited, quite frankly, and that makes these kind of buildings happen. It makes our college all that it is as well. So Kelly recognized our trustees, but I'm very grateful for them. They work very, very hard. They are those behind-the-scenes heroes that do the heavy lifting. And then across these communities, our commissioners, we are extraordinarily fortunate for the leadership that they bring forward, for the interest they show in this college. We could not do a fraction of what we do without them. They are available, they bring their ideas to the table, and they respect who we are. That's a quantum part of how we accomplish what we accomplish. And then our friends in Randolph. We have friends across the county, the mayor's offices and the councils, but Randolph is very, very special. We're in their town. We love Randolph, and we appreciate those officials. They're with us today. Mayor Hathaway, glad you're back. You were with us last night, supporting our students, which we appreciate greatly, and you and your colleagues are back today as well. We recognize, we see you, we appreciate you enormously. It makes all the difference in the world. And then we've got this extraordinary foundation board that, like the Board of Trustees, works incredibly hard. We've all been, or many of us have been together for about a week nonstop. My whole golf team is here, by the way, from the foundation. So Commissioner Smith, Commissioner Shaw, Senator Panaccio, 3 of the 4 golf well. They're nice to me to let me be there. And it's a foundation event, and that event raises a lot of money for scholarships and a lot of money for equipment that goes into these buildings and so forth. So the combination of extraordinary support at the state level, the county level, the local level, our partners in medicine, in dentistry, and many other areas make this possible. This today is very much the story of us, not CCMA College, because that college is all of us, and what we're able to accomplish together is always greater than what we could possibly ever accomplish individually. A couple other individuals I want to recognize before we step down. One is Megan Huncher is here with us from the chamber. She pulls business in all the time, sets up meetings, helps our college continuously. We've got the next ribbon cutting we'll be doing is a Center for Entrepreneurship in partnership with the chamber, so coming attractions. And I want to say, because some of you will say, how long have you been here from Florida? It's 10 years now. Yes, but I think a third of me is Jersey, because since I got here, I always hear the phrase, I got a guy. And we talked about what can we do with this event, and we talked about a lot of things. My idea was, it'd be great if we had a whole concrete truck pull up, and we poured concrete and put our hands in it, and then somebody said, you can't have a whole bunch of Italian people putting their hands in concrete. That's not going to work. So we brainstormed, and we said, what about if we had a miniature beam that could be signed? And they said, where are we going to get a beam? And I said, I got a guy. And I called Sal Salafia, who's a longtime friend of mine and a builder, and said, Sal, I don't know where you get these things. It might be the only thing you can't get on Amazon, but can you get me a beam? He said, my cousin makes those beams. So I went around and told my administrators. I went home and told my wife, I got a guy. Sal Salafia came through and said, we appreciate your very kind gift that will go in the lobby of that building. Kelly's going to talk more about that later in the ceremony as well. I am always, on any given day, and most especially today, just simply deeply grateful. The partnerships that are here, our vocational school district, Barbara, Dr. Champagne, we see you, we appreciate you. Bruce Irishami from the community here today watching the college, we working with the college more and so forth. You're the ones that make an extraordinary difference and allow us to be all we can be. So thank you very, very much.
I'd now like to invite Senator Anthony Bucco to the podium for a few words.
Thank you so much. You know, Dr. Iacona, you came from Florida. I think it may be time for a sister affiliate in Florida so that we can spend some summers here working, and then maybe when it gets a little chilly, we can go south. But I'm so honored to be here today. And I have to tell you, as I was looking at the roster of the speakers, I couldn't think. You're looking at murderer's row right here with these three guys, right? You got Senator Paul Sarlo, my very good friend in the Senate. Not a penny gets spent in Trenton without his signature. So let me tell you, we are so blessed to have your support and to have you here. Senator Steve Oraho, former Republican chair the Budget Committee and former Republican leader in Trenton, who had big shoes to fill when he left. But let me tell you, he was a major mover and shaker when it came to where dollars needed to be spent. And then my good friend and assistant minority leader, Joe Panaccio, who had this vision, right, of healthcare here in Morris County on what we could do for our kids to give them a leg up and a head start. Let me tell you, those three are a dynamite group, and I'm just blessed to be a part and to be able to be associated with them and help them through this process. You know, just this week alone, I spent some time speaking at the Chamber, right, Megan? We hosted a life sciences event. The Chamber hosted it, and we spoke. I had an opportunity to speak there. And we listened to many of the pharmaceutical facilities. Atlantic Health was there to speak about the innovation and the technology and what's coming, not only here in Morris County, but across the country. And we were right there. We're here on the cutting edge of that. And then just yesterday, I had the great honor to attend the ribbon cutting at Atlantic Health, where we are going to have the first proton treatment unit right in Atlantic Health. There's only how many in the world, in the country? 3, and we're going to have one of them. So we are so ahead of the curve here. We are so ahead of the curve, teaching these young minds to fill these positions that are going to continue to grow here in Morris County. And I couldn't be prouder. This is a phenomenal place. It is so easy for us to sell CCM in Trenton because of the leadership team here, because of your board, because of your foundation, because of the students that it produces. And I couldn't be prouder to have this right in my district. It is one of the gems of Morris County, and it returns so much to the county and to the state. I just want to thank you for what you've done and for this beautiful facility that is going to turn out magnificent students with a job and without a big debt. So, guys, why don't you come on up? Come on up, guys. Come on up. Because I want to present Dr. Iacona with a honoring today, recognizing today, and you could put this along with the beam.
Look at these.
At this time, I'm pleased to welcome Senator Steve Oraho to share a few remarks.
Thank you, Kelly. Dr. Tony, thank you so much. Paul, thank you very much. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna be very quick. I'm a has-been. I'm out now, right? But I tell you the one thing, to be able to work with Senator Sarlo, Senator Panaccio, Senator Bucco, and all everybody on the budget committees and everything for this. How many times when we were on the Senate floor, Senator Panaccio, Senator Bucco, let's can we go talk to the chairman, Senator Sarlo, right? Paul, how many times we come on and goes, guys, we got this. It's going to take a little bit of time. We're going to take a little time. But as a former elected official, the one thing you look forward to is like, what did you get done? Did you do something while you were there, right? And Rita and I, we got 12 grandkids. And to be able to come, drive up the driveway here and say, hey, we had something to do with, with this that's here. And the county college in Morris has done such a great job. And I got to tell you, thank you so much for, Tony, for me being invited here to say a few words. And just thank you very much for all the community support. I really want to thank my colleagues in the legislature for everything that they have done. And I miss being on the budget committee. People do say to me, what do you miss? Guys, you know what you miss when you're out of elected office? You miss the policy work of getting something done. You really do miss that, right? And then the other thing that you miss, like the constituent service work and stuff, is, but you miss stuff like this where you say, you know what, maybe I did help and do something. So as a lot of the elected officials that are here, when you're finished, when you look back and you sit there and say, hey, I had a small part in getting something done, and believe me, I had just a small part. And thank you very much for my colleagues here for allowing me to do it. And Tony and Paul, thank you very much. God bless you all. All right, love you.
Okay. Now I'd like to invite Senator Joe Panaccio to the podium for a few words.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Kelly. Initially, I thought this was a groundbreaking a couple of months ago, and then I realized when I saw this building, I said, gee, by the time we come back this afternoon, we're going to have a ribbon cutting. Talk about doing things quick. It's funny, the president sees things just a little differently than I do. We started this conversation over a cup of coffee, and to his credit, he did his due diligence. But I don't think I ever said, I'm going to get you the money. I might have said, oh, shit, he thinks I'm going to get him the money. But to his credit, the president did his homework. And he saw that there was a need, and he saw what happens if you can make that need happen. Those kids that are coming out of this, speaking for the dental hygienist and assistant, hygienists will make $90,000 to $100,000 a year for a 2-year associate degree. And all in, $14,000, $15,000. You don't need a 4-year degree in some cases if you don't want it, but you can still have a good paying career. Never mind a job, good paying career. If you're part of that medical health profession. By the way, as we get older, you can see that there's going to be a lot of us, and there's going to be a lot of need for those types of professions. Community college. First, just let me echo this before I start. Myself and Senator Bucco and Senator Sarlo and Senator Oraho and yourself, Tony, as well as others, none of it would have happened if any one of us was missing. Okay, so yes, Paul, thank goodness for him, because he's a grand poopar, he signs the check. But people like myself and Steve and Senator Bucco nagging him, if nothing else, just to get rid of us. Okay, he finally agreed, but it didn't take much conversation, much pushing to get it done, because he saw the same need, and he saw that we can do something good and have a generational impact, quite frankly, on some of these kids. Those people that know me know that I have a special place in my heart for community college, because I am a graduate of community college. It wasn't supposed to be that way. I'm top 8% captain of my football team. I got waitlisted to Columbia and Albany State. No doubt one of those is going to wind up taking me. Well, they didn't. I could have went to Hunter College. Actually, I went there for the orientation. I got on the train from Brooklyn. It took me an hour and a half to get there. Had the orientation, an hour and a half to get back. I got in my car 15 minutes later. I'm in Staten Island Community College. I said, I'm not doing this every day. But it was probably the best course. Rolling Stone said it best when they said, you don't always get what you want, but if you try hard, sometimes you get what you need. And that's exactly what I needed, because it put me on my direction to have a sort of a constriction instead of an 8-year degree, because I found out you can actually do this in 6 if you break your backside. I wound up getting my degrees and my dental degree in 6 years instead of 8. But the impetus that I got started off at Staten Island Community College. And I'm going to leave you with the story. And I know I've shared this before, but it shows you the commitment and why I feel this way, because this is an incident that happened 50 years ago. I was everybody works, so I was working in my pizza shop, and I was serving this kid who I know was a little prissy kid. And I had just started community college, and he was going, I think, to NYU, and we were talking, and he said, oh, you're going to Staten Island High. Okay, Staten Island High. I don't know why he said that, because I could have just squatted him away, but he said it, I just kept it in the back of my mind. P.S. 5 years later, I am in the NYU Medical School building, studying, and who do I see? I see Mr. Prissy. So, Mr. Prissy, how's it going? I didn't say that. So, he says, it's going fine. I said, what are you doing, Neil? He said, well, I'm studying to take my boards. I want to see if I can get into podiatry school. I said, that's great. He said, yo, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm getting ready to graduate. I want to take my national boards. I just graduated at NYU College of Dentistry. Okay. You can just tell the pride that was illuminating through those green eyes. Anyway, so I as I left under my breath, I gave him the Italian salute. And my faith teaches me to forgive stuff like that. And of course, it was forgiven immediately. But my Italian nature says, don't forget. And 50 years later, just about, I still remember stuff like that. So I'll leave you with this. Think of this building that looks like a hospital. All the good that work that was done to it. By the way, to thank the trades, because they gave us a product that's going to be on time and on budget. Imagine the pride and the excitement that a student will feel entering that building for the first day wearing a scrub. That pride, that excitement will stay with them for the rest of their lives. Through no less than thanks because of all the people that are sitting over here. Thank you all so very much.
Next, I'd like to welcome Senator Paul Sarlo to the podium.
Thank you, Kelly. First of all, Jack, great word. You got a great future ahead of us, young man. And I forgot my tie today. You got a great tie, and I may take that for the next meeting. I head back to Bergen, so yeah, I may take the tie with me. You got a great tie on there, young man, and a great future ahead of you, as so many others do when they graduate from Mars Community College. Let me first begin, Mr. President, colleagues, distinguished guests, elected officials, and supporters of community college. Thank you for giving me a few brief moments to speak here. Tony, I did take some heat up in Bergen County about our community college. And when they asked me, what's going on in Mars? I said, I got a couple of guys out there I got to take care of. And do I have some good guys and some great friends here? And I mean that sincerely. I've been doing this a long time as the budget chairman of the state of New Jersey under both Republican and Democratic governors. And when you do get behind initiatives, you just hope after the budget is done, process is done, that money is actually delivered and done in the right way. Our job, essentially, is over. It's now in the hands of a lot of very talented people on the back of this program. Administrators, board of trustees, foundation members, faculty members, the architects, the engineers, the trades who are up here building. We were able to deliver the money, but you all have the vision, and you all have what it takes to make this become a reality. Yes, we were at a groundbreaking. We're at a dedication, and soon we're going to be at a ribbon cutting. And if I know Tony, he's going to keep bringing us up here for something else so we can find someplace else to move some dirt and build something else in the future. But that's what it's all about. Each and every one of you have a very, very important part in what's about to happen out here. Senators, you're 100% right. we're going to have students graduating from this fine building back here, this incredible medical building with a certification, degree, and a job that's going to put a lot of money in their pocket very quickly, and then give them the opportunity with no real student debt or loans to go continue further in the medical field. How cool is that? It's a credit to each and every one of you. Thank you for allowing me to be a very, very small part of this. God bless you.
At this time, I'm pleased to welcome Morris County Commissioner Deputy Director Steve Shaw to the podium.
Thank you very much. First, I've got it. You brought it up, Mr. President. I got to dispel any rumors about our golf prowess. If you saw us on the golf course, it was clear we spend a lot more time governing this county and the administration of this college than we do on the golf course. So rest assured about that. Now, like you, Senator Panaccio, I was like getting a little confused about the dedication. I'm like, wait a minute, did we do a ribbon cutting there yet? I don't remember that. And we've opened so many buildings here, and we had so many groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings. I'm like, so what is this all about? And somebody said, well, I think we ran out of shovels and ribbons, so we're doing this kind of in-between thing. But I'm very impressed because if you're in the construction business, this is called a topping out ceremony or a beam signing ceremony. So the fact that you brought a beam here is pretty impressive. So I'm glad you got a guy. But it really doesn't matter what you call this place. It's how it's going to impact the students that go through this building, and it's going to be transformative for the rest of their lives. I mean, that's the impact that this building has, no matter what you call it. I do want to just take a moment to once again recognize my two colleagues that are here. They do so much for the college. That's Commissioner Deb Smith, Commissioner John Krikis. And John Krikis wanted to do this speaking role today, but I said, no, we don't need the icebreaker story again. A little bit of an inside joke, but I think most of the people here know what that's all about. We're so excited to be able to be here and to continue to support CCM. I'm starting to call it the county construction of Morris. I was at a real estate and builder event, a real estate forum that was hosted here about 2 weeks ago. And I've got to admit, I was bursting with pride. All these builders were rolling into the campus, real estate professionals, and they were like, what is going on this county college campus? And I was just able to tell them about all the investment that we have made here and how we are making a real impact on children's lives and getting people, into our workforce. A little bit, I'm surprised nobody said this yet, and probably somebody else that has it in their notes, but this is an unbelievable state-of-the-art facility, 80,000 square feet. That's a lot of square footage. And the classrooms and the labs here are going to, mirror real healthcare settings. So it's going to expand our programs in dental hygiene, surgical technology, sonography, medical assisting, and it builds on CCM's existing programs, nursing, radiology, respiratory therapy, paramedic science, and drug counseling. And I already talked about it, but, why does this project matter? Like I said, it's going to be changing lives, but it's also addressing a critical nationwide shortage in healthcare professionals. And it prepares students for high-skill, high-paying careers that serve local families. It's an affordable education leading directly to in-demand jobs, real careers. It's paychecks, not just a paper diploma that these kids are going to be getting when they graduate from here. So it keeps talent here in Morris County. That's another benefit from training to employment. And as we all know, CCM is already recognized statewide for excellence in healthcare training. Morristown Medical Center and other local hospitals continually hire CCM graduates, and it was already mentioned. We were all at just yesterday at the groundbreaking for the Proton Treatment Center at Morristown Medical Center. Truly another groundbreaking piece of medical equipment in Morris County that is once again going to lead directly to saving lives. So these investments just make our county a hub for healthcare, education, and talent. And, this building builds on our other education initiatives supported by the county. The Career Training Center, which is now open. The Vocational District opened its first class this fall. The Center for Entrepreneurial and Culinary Sciences is opening soon. That's state-of-the-art culinary facilities, classrooms for business and innovation. That's a groundbreaking. That's a ribbon cutting I'm going to be sure to be at because I think the food's going to be really good at that one. And then, of course, it seems like it was so long ago, but our Advanced Manufacturing Center back in 2021. So, once again, I just want to thank everybody who's had a part in this. You learn very early on when you are in public service, you cannot get anything done, by yourself. So once again, thanks to CCM President Dr. Iacona, county and state partners, Township of Randolph. This could not be possible with all them. And once again, I really want to especially thank Senators Panaccio, Bucco, Orojo, and Sarlo. I do remember a story, actually, I was with former Administrator John Benani, County Administrator, and he's like, I don't know, Senator Panaccio's got this idea about another building at CCM for dental hygienists and such. He goes, I just don't know, where that money's going to come from. And that discussion was quite some time ago. But here we are, it's done, and I just want to thank you all that. And that just ensures that we have a strong pipeline of Morris County talent for decades to come. And they'll stay in Morris County, and that's a great thing. Thank you very much.
I'd now like to invite the chair of the CCM Board of Trustees, Paula Citra, to the podium.
And Steve, we are recovering politicians, right? So we stay involved, and we both lost weight when we left office. Anyway, Joe, whoever thought that small meeting 6 years ago with yourself and Tony and Tom Pepe, myself, and Jim Schultz would come to this so quickly. It's just amazing that how far it's come. I'm Paul LaCitra. I'm chair of the Morris County Board of Trustees. On behalf of the entire board, thank you for joining us as we celebrate the opening of a new Center for Health Professionals, a project made possible through a shared vision and support of so many in our community. I'd like to begin by recognizing and thanking our distinguished guests today, our elected officials, our community and health care partners, our donors, and friends of the college, of which there are many. Your presence reflects the strong support and shared vision that makes us what we are today. This center represents more than new construction. It represents a powerful investment in people and in the future of Morris County. Here at CCM, students will have an opportunity to enter careers in healthcare professionals, such as nursing, radiology, respiratory therapy, dental hygiene, dental assistant, paramedic, sonography, and much, much more. Their work will touch countless lives and strengthen the very fabric of our region. The Center for Health Professionals is also a shining example of collaboration between education, industry, and government coming together to meet the growing demands for healthcare workers. We are proud that healthy communities start at CCM. On behalf of the board, I extend a heartfelt appreciation to Senator Bucco, Senator Orojo, Senator Panaccio, and to Senator Sarlo, CCM Board of Trustees, CCM's Foundation Board, and to our President, Dr. Iacona, and staff for their commitment in making this vision a reality. Though construction continues, the spirit of this building is already alive and will grow in a hurry. And in turn, they will impact the will they have to serve hospitals, dental offices, clinics, and care centers across New Jersey and beyond. As we dedicate this center today, we celebrate not only a new facility, but a future defined by compassion, excellence, and opportunity. Together, we are building more than a place of learning. We are building a stronger, healthier tomorrow for all of us. In the past, we would say, CCM, you started right. I like to say, yes, we definitely started right, and we changed lives. God bless CCM, and thank you for coming.
At this time, I'd like to welcome Paul DeMayo, President and CEO of Delta Dental of New Jersey and Connecticut.
Thanks, Kelly, and thanks everyone, all the senators, for being here. It's really an honor for Delta Dental to be part of this. It's also sort of a personal thing for me. As I've mentioned to Tony and a few other people, I have 4 children. My youngest son started here at County College of Morris. He is now completing his PhD in geochemistry. I don't know what that means, but there's a lot of polynomial equations written all over our basement, so I think it's pretty good. So I understand the true value and the power of this institution. So thank you for that, as on a personal note. In terms of Delta Dental, we're a company with a mission. The mission is to provide oral health care to as many people as possible through our great plans and our services. We also have a foundation. Our foundation supports those who otherwise wouldn't be able to gain access to health care: veterans, elderly, those with disabilities, and children at disadvantage. So I was actually in Senator Panaccio's office. He may not remember, several years ago, and I was probably complaining about something that the legislature did. And he said, hold on, I want to call somebody. And he called Tony Iacono, and he said, hey, Tony, I got a guy that I think you should meet. I met with Tony. He told me about his plan, the vision that the administration and the board had, and Delta Dental was all in. We're proud to be a part of it. We appreciate the college here. As a local organization that serves this county and this state very well, we truly understand the value that this college can have for others. And I will tell you one thing before I depart. As I'm over there looking at the beautiful building, I was introduced to the new dental director. And she promptly informed me that she is a recipient of a Delta Dental Scholarship down in South Jersey where she grew up. So it was money well spent from us, a great investment. I think this is going to be a great investment. We're going to continue, hopefully, to be involved, and we appreciate everyone for being here and for their time. So thank you all very much.
At this time, I'm pleased to welcome Trish O'Keefe, Senior Vice President and Chief Nurse Executive for Atlantic Health System and President of the Morristown Medical Center.
Thank you, Kelly, very much. It's amazing to be here and so proud. It is a privilege to be the recipient of the amazing graduates that come out of CCM. They are prepared, they are engaged, they are focused on the patients and the families, bar none. So to see this expansion from a health science perspective is amazing to see, Tony. So a huge congratulations. You know, as was mentioned earlier about the expansion from a real estate perspective, Morris County, the state of New Jersey, is growing in leaps and bounds. And we see it every day on Route 10, on Route 80. They're going to need health care. And we are here to support them from a health care perspective. But they also deserve the best, the brightest of care, and all the support and comfort that they need during all of their journeys of health care. And also, it does take a partnership. I reflect back on the last couple of years that we've had as a county, as a state, and as a country. We've pulled together from a healthcare perspective, and I think about all the conversations that Tony and I have had. We are stronger and we are better as a county and as a healthcare delivery system working together. So just so proud. I think about the amazing students that are going to be walking through those halls. They are going to be engaged, they are going to be learning, they're going to be working together, and the end of it, delivering the best health care to Morris County that Morris County deserves. So again, it is a privilege to be here. Thank you so much. I look so forward to our partnership as we move forward, and we are here to support in any capacity. So a huge thank you, and so great to see everybody. Go Morris County. Thank you.
I would now like to invite up Chair of the CCM Foundation Board, Bill McElroy.
I've got to say, I don't know how anybody named McElroy got on this panel. Yeah, I knew a guy. It's like, it so happens I know a couple of guys. I'm Bill McElroy. I'm the chairman of the foundation here at CCM. So you guys have all been around long enough to know what exactly that means. Okay? In the meantime, before we get to what we call the appeal in our game, I'd like to tell you a personal story of mine from 1982 when I was a student here And a lot of these buildings that you gentlemen have built weren't here. Okay? So I was a student here. I always had a job working 40 hours a week while I was here, so I didn't have a lot of debt. But even so, I was chronically short of money, right? So I took a little gig at the college here because I was a pretty good biology student. They assigned me as a tutor to a few nursing candidates here in the school, right? Back in the day, and Trish, you probably know this, microbiology was considered the graveyard of nursing candidates at the time, right? You couldn't graduate and get certified without passing it, so there was an awful lot at stake for these people. So I got assigned to tutor 5 nurses in micro. Unlike Jack, all of whom were women in their 30s and 40s who were returning to the workforce after having started families and whatnot. So they'd been out of the student game for a long time. So what we would do is for an hour, twice a week, we would go and sit in the student center. The old student center is not configured the way it is now. And while they practiced intramuscular injection technique by stabbing oranges with hypodermic needles, maybe they still do that in class, I don't know. I would teach them and reinforce the difference between gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria and what makes penicillin do what it does to the cell wall, right? So that was my job, right? And each of my 5 students ended up passing microbiology and graduating, right? And I don't know whether it was me that got them through that program or not, but I'm sure going to take credit for it, okay? Because that was over 40 years ago now. Most of them are retired. Some maybe even have passed on. And I don't know to this day how many lives they saved or how much human suffering they assuaged. But I know they did it because that's what nurses do, right? And these are the people that we need, right? So back then, it's like I got richly compensated at $3.05 an hour. $3.50 an hour. I don't want to short myself. And I was also good at math, so I knew that 2 hours a week for 12 weeks, was about $80, $84. 5 students worked out to about $16.80 that we invested in 5 nurses to make them into future professionals. That's a pretty good return on investment where I come from, right? We're going to try to do it again here. So with that, we'll get to the appeal, right? So as I say, once upon a time, I was a good student, math, science, helped train a few people here. The world is different now. But 2025, healthcare is so much different. It's so much more complicated. It's so much more expensive. We need your help for that, right? So we're going to ask for everybody to buy into this program going forward. I want to thank all of you for everything that you've done today, that you've made this what it is for us. I am so grateful, and I hope that one day we can all know the joy and the gratitude of watching our loved ones be served by these people while their human suffering is assuaged. Thank you very much. Please come back and help us again.
Now for the unveiling of our dedication sign. Senator Bucco, Senator Orojo, Senator Panaccio, and Senator Sarlo, please join us up front. This sign represents our appreciation for your support, which was crucial in making this building possible. Upon completion of the building, an additional plaque will be installed honoring other key individuals, including our county commissioners and CCM Board of Trustees. All right, Senators, stay with us for a moment. As Tony mentioned, Sal Salafia, a friend of the college, has generously donated this steel beam before us. The beam stands as a powerful symbol of strength, resilience, and the solid foundation upon which this new building is being constructed. Its placement at this stage in the project represents a significant milestone in our construction progress, marking the transition from plans and vision to tangible achievement. The beam will be placed on display in the lobby of the building once complete, and it is not only a testament to the enduring materials supporting the structure, but also a physical reminder of the collaborative efforts and commitment driving the Center for Health Professions forward. Senators, we invite you to sign on top.
No printing, right?
We'd also now like to invite our county commissioners, Paul DeMayo, Trish O'Keefe, members of the Board of Trustees, and Foundation Board of Directors to come up and sign as well. Sal, we'd love to have you as our beam bearer to sign as well.